I'm not a writer.
Okay.
Happy Mindful Monday, everybody. This is Fun at One, the show where I use my psychology office hours as an excuse to play games with my psychology students online via streaming. And every Monday we like to start fresh, get inspired for the rest of the week. So we like to play Kind Words, where we write real letters to real people. It's all random and anonymous, though, so we don't know what letters we're gonna get, what letters we're gonna write. I'm trying something new. I'm trying to get chat on the screen. I'm not sure if it's working or not. It's my first time trying it. I didn't even experiment with it, so we're going bold, seeing if this will work. I'm trying to see if I can get all the chat in. I'm gonna go ahead and maybe make this little switch here, and maybe this will help. Don't think it's working because I see Ruben is here, and Ruben, I don't see your chat, so I'm gonna have to mess with this offline another time. We'll just get rid of that. Here's the magic of working with OBS Studios. Let's delete this thing like this, and then we're gonna go ahead, and since we got a lot of empty space, why don't we just grow this screen a little bigger? We'll go use our mindfulness on our Monday. Alright. Now where do we put the Kind Words logo? Maybe just temporarily we'll put it up here. How's that? Maybe that will work. Not sure. So hey, Robin's here! Dang, I wish it worked too, Robin. We'll get it working one of these days. It'll work. But I dropped my wedding ring. Maybe I'm losing weight on my finger. That was bizarre. Be right back. Boo. I see Melissa's here. Hello, Melissa. So glad you're all here. I hope your Monday is wonderful. And let's get it started off right. I have not even started this game. I haven't booted this game up since last we tried it. So let's see if we got any responses or thanks from all the letters we sent last time. Here we go. Let's dive in. Start her up. Boom. Casey's here. Hey, Casey. Someone sends their thanks for the letter you wrote. Oh, thanks, Mail Dear. And we got a new sticker. We got Scarecrow. Great for scaring off large birds of prey. It's like a fake bat. Little fake bat, and it has a little scary face on it. Oh, nice. All right. Someone sends their thanks for the letter you wrote, and another Frogoo sticker. All right, so we got another Frogoo sticker. Uh-oh, we got another sticker coming in. A snow globe. It's a snow globe sticker of a nice and comfy cottage. Nice. Any other stickers we got? Nope, that's it. Okay. Do we get any responses from our letters? It doesn't look like it. Now, should we make a request to start off? Anyone have anything they want to request? Do we, I don't know, do we start off by just answering letters? How about we open up some of these airplanes? This one says, don't give up. We won't. Thanks, rando. How about this random person's paper airplane? I love you. Oh, that's so nice. How about we make some random writing? Ruben says, your beard grows fast. Yeah. It's all the androgens I got running through my system. The reason I grow facial hair so fast is the same reason why I don't have hair on top of my noggin. Those two things are highly related, I've read. So, Ruben says, let's answer letters. All right. Before we do that, let's send out one paper airplane into the random kind word sphere. Don't give up. You don't give up. You're awesome. All right. Let's send that. Fold it up. Send it out there. Folding paper. Preparing for takeoff. And our good vibes are now flying through the kind word sphere. Let's do it. Casey says it would be kind of interesting to have a conversation with a male deer. Yeah, we did when we first played. Male deer asked us to write the male deer a letter. Male deer was saying, I'm kind of nervous about my new job. Should that be the male deer's voice? Hey, I'm the male deer, and this is my voice. I'm kind of like Bobcat Goldthwait, but hey. All right, let's answer some random letters. Let's get right into it. Okay. This is from Kay. Kay writes, because of quarantine, I've been studying from back home, though honestly I've been taking a break more than anything. I did good last exams, but I heard my dad complain that I've been lazy and staying home all day doing nothing. So now I feel guilty. Kay. Man, that kind of gets my goat a little bit. We're gonna reply to Kay. That's like conditional positive regard. That's an unhealthy way for Kay's father to convey that message. To have to overhear the father say, man, Kay's kind of lazy, doing nothing, just a piece of poop on a log. Wish he would do something more. That's harsh, especially during the times of quarantine, because you'd think that it'd be more understanding for people to be at home. I understand tensions can rise, and there's a lot of conflict between individuals at home because you're just stuck in this sardine can together for a long time. And so if you are talking smack about someone that is within your home, the chances are pretty good that that person may overhear it. But more than that, that's conditional positive regard, and that's a no good. Basically what Kay heard wasn't so much her father saying that Kay's lazy, but what Kay heard was disrespect and a condition under which Kay's father would only provide positive regard if Kay changed the ways. But that's the crazy thing about conditional positive regard is you never know what will be enough. Maybe Kay totally changes her ways because she's afraid of losing her father's respect. So Kay starts going outside. Maybe she gets COVID. Maybe she's just doing things that aren't that much fun. But who's to say that Kay's father wouldn't just complain about something else? Like, Kay's gone all the time. You may be caught in this endless cycle of just disappointment. So I don't know. So what do we say? David says, I think your dad is worried and is projecting his own insecurities. It's pretty wise, David. I think there's a good chance of that. I mean, we don't know. Chances are pretty good. Robin says she should take some walks, though. It would improve her mood and quarantine sadness. And Casey even says, you're kind of forced to stay home and do nothing. Yeah, it's a tough spot. It's a tough spot. All right. Ruben says you're doing a terrible male deer voice. All right, we won't use Bobcat's voice for male deer. I think it's much better than that. If anything, maybe it's like Isaac Hayes, nice smooth, like a coal train. But all right, let's write back to Kay. Kay, it hurts my heart to hear that you've received conditional positive regard from your father. Worse yet, you overheard it rather than the message being conveyed to you in a loving manner. I always screw up how you spell manner. Manner, yeah, because there's like manner is in, do you have good manners, bad manners? Manners is in etiquette, or is it manor as in the mansion? But I think manners as in etiquette is M-A-N-N-E-R. So anyway, worse yet, you overheard the complaint. We're good to go. You overheard the complaint rather than the message being conveyed to you in a loving manner. Perhaps your father is just projecting his own dissatisfaction. If you see any of my spelling errors, please point them up. Hey, William Anderson's here. Will, so glad you're here. Conditional positive regard are complex words to understand. Okay, good call. They receive conditional approval from your father. Good note, Will. Good note. Ruben, Will, thank you. That's why we're here. We're doing this as a team. Hurts my heart to hear that you've received conditional approval from your father. Hopefully that's better. Worse yet, you overheard the complaint rather than the message being conveyed to you in a loving / healthy manner. Perhaps your father's just projecting his own dissatisfaction. Dissatisfaction. Heart from Will. Man, I don't know why it feels so good to get a heart from Will Anderson. I know it's a relationship where anytime I get some good vibes from you, it's just such a score. I love it. Ruben says, I still think the first sentence is weird. Okay, all right. Hurts my heart to hear that you heard unkind words from your father. Feelings of guilt means you think you're doing something wrong or bad, realizing that you are not a bad person. You just need to set some achievable goals, says Dim. Here's my question in regard to Kay and this letter. Do we give her straight up advice about like, hey, here's some things you can do to possibly change your father's mind and perhaps have a better mindset about yourself? Or are we just reflecting in general? Maybe there's a middle ground in between just pure reflecting and saying, hey, I hear you, that stinks, and giving direct advice. Where's the Venn diagram overlap in the middle? Because again, the possible concern with giving direct advice was it wasn't really asked for. Kay didn't say, what am I supposed to do? All she said is, I'm feeling guilty. And remember, that's always good relationship advice, whether it be with your friends, family members, lovers, etc. When someone comes to you with a complaint, they may not be looking for solutions. They may just be looking for an empathic ear. So, we don't want to do just direct nothing but advice. We always want to have some reflection. But having direct advice isn't always bad. So what's the Venn diagram middle ground? Oh my goodness! David gave me the whole rainbow of hearts. You're amazing! Casey says, maybe we can do both. Yeah, let's do both. Melissa says, it's hard because we don't know if she's actually taking things a bit easier than she should. I would say sympathize. Yeah, I think just blanketed statements. I'm happy so far with our first couple sentences. It hurts my heart to hear that you received unkind words from your father. Worse yet, you overheard the complaint rather than the message being conveyed to you in a loving, healthy manner. So perhaps your father is just projecting his own dissatisfaction. What is most important is what you believe in your heart. If you don't think you are being lazy, then don't worry. If you feel you are, feel free to... Perhaps your father is just rejecting his own dissatisfaction. What is most important is what you believe in your heart. And I'm going to all caps your heart. Your heart. If you don't think you're being lazy, don't worry. If you feel you are, feel free to do what? Phrase it affirmatively, not negatively. What do you recommend specifically, Will? How do I change it? Let me know. I usually mention to people that this is temporarily limited experience and not forever. I feel you're doing your best. That's all that matters. Okay. All right. Let's see. If you feel you are doing your best, that is all that matters. All right. Now we only have like one more sentence. Do we even need it? Let's see how this goes. Do it one last time, read through. We'll do one last revision, and I'll listen to your input. It hurts my heart to hear that you've received unkind words from your father. Or worse yet, you overheard the complaint rather than the message being conveyed to you in a loving, healthy manner. Perhaps your father is just projecting his own dissatisfaction. What is most important is what you believe in your heart. If you feel you are doing your best, that is all that matters. I think that's pretty poignant. Boom. Oh, temporally, not temporarily. My misreading. I'm sorry, Will. Will says, temporally, not temporarily. They are home from school now, but not forever. Yeah. All right. Casey says, do something you enjoy. That's what I'm doing right now, Casey. I hope you are too. I hope you're enjoying this, Casey. Let's add a sticker. What kind of sticker should we add? Something that's energizing. Like, hey, you're not lazy, and you can do whatever you need to do. Make yourself feel better. It's interesting because I really want more time and more words to just start going on a rant about Carl Rogers and Rogerian therapy and the power of unconditional positive regard and the booby trap of having conditions of worth, where if you start giving people only conditional praise, where you praise them only sometimes and even worse, showing disapproval at other times, you've basically conditioned this person to be a type of puppet for you. And it's an endless pit. And unfortunately, that's the relationship, dare I say, most people have with their parents, where they're always trying to please their parent in some way instead of truly being at peace with themselves and the relationship with their parent, understanding that, hey, all we need is for you to try your best, and no matter what, you're loved, you're respected, you're an awesome person. You can have lazy days, you can have a rough time. This is a journey, not a destination. You're doing pretty awesome. Casey says, when you say feel free to do what, I was wondering if we should insert that. I still don't understand what their father did is positive regard. What the father did was conditional positive regard, meaning that he was showing her disrespect. It was just a fancy psychological jargon way of saying that when the father said that she was being lazy and staying home all day, that was showing that he didn't really respect what she was doing. She's lazy, staying home all day. This kid, what's wrong with her? That's what we meant by it. All right, so, you know what? We're just gonna go simple happy balloon. Boom. Let's send the simple happy balloon. Casey says, if he was showing her disrespect, how's that positive? It means that he was showing her conditional positive regard, meaning he wasn't showing her any positivity in that moment. So hopefully there's some conditions in which he shows positive regard, but we don't know that. Hopefully that makes sense, Casey. Mail, dear, send this off. Let's do it. Thank yous for taking the time to think about a stranger. I'll rush this right over, says the male deer. I knew you'd keep writing, people. I'm sure they'll love this. Oh hey, I discovered mid-century this morning. I was a bit stressed about some things, but I put this song on loop and it washed it all away. Hopefully I'll have another sweet track for you tomorrow. Sorry, male deer, we do this once a week. But we appreciate it. How's that for male deer voice? Ruben says, no, Alan, no! It's not his voice, no! Okay, we'll keep working on it, Ruben. William says, I want this game! Ruben says, me too! Yeah, this is pretty awesome. I really appreciate you all joining. Next letter, this one is from L. L writes, I'm thinking about transferring to another college again because I'm being censored at my current college. However, I'm already a junior and I'm wondering if it is better to stay where I am at and not have to start all over again at a new college. Thoughts? Lion Light. All right, so this I appreciate. In this letter, Lion Light, he's actually naming himself. Lion Light is directly saying, I want to know your direct thoughts. So not so much reflection. This is a direct request for possible advice. So now we can get heavier handed because Lion Light's words itself were, what are your thoughts? So we can feel free to be genuine in our responses. You know what I'm going to do for this one? I'm just going to sit back and I'm going to let all of you write this whole letter. Robin says, I feel the deer would have a wacky voice. But Casey says, you should make a really sweet and kind voice. Ha ha! Ha ha! Robin says, wacky, easy to please, kind of dumb. William's response to that is sigh. Ruben's calling me crazy. All right. Any responses to Lion Light's letter so far? Should Lion Light transfer? Try again at a new college? Lion Light feels that they're being censored at their current college, which can be pretty brutal. I've been there, so here's the story time. I was in my philosophy of feminism class at Case Western Reserve University during my undergraduate time. And the professor, I felt, really was prejudiced against me. I was the only white male, heterosexual male in the class. I'm trying to remember. Yes. I was the only white, straight male in the class. It was mostly women. There was a gentleman of color, and there was another gentleman that was openly gay. And there was a time where she actually pulled me outside of class and said, hey, I'd really appreciate it if you didn't participate in class anymore, which is like the definition of censorship. I would write papers and I would get bad grades on them, and I would show them to my colleagues, my cohorts, and they openly said and confronted her and said, we think that you are misunderstanding Alan and not giving him a fair shake. Some of my really good friends were in that class with me. In fact, did I make friends with them because they were in that class? No. I want to ask, I doubt you're watching this, Porna, but Porna, did we meet in our philosophy of feminism class? Or did we know each other beforehand? Because I know we're great friends now, but did our friendship start with philosophy? No, we knew each other before philosophy of feminism. Anyway, Josh, Pornon, they were definitely saying like, yeah, she hates you, and it's a little unfair. So I definitely felt censored, and it was, I think, the only B I got in the class. I have more stories about this professor, but nowadays I would probably bring it up to the dean, to be honest, because it was pretty brutal. And of course, I had all the feelings of surrender, etc. I know that so many people feel that way all the time. But, all right, let's check the chat. Let me catch up with what you're all saying. So what you're saying, Casey says, I slightly wonder how they're being censored. William says, I have an initial negative reaction, so I need to work past that. You can share your reaction if you want, William. We won't judge you. I love it. We're all ears. Ruben says, yeah, we want a lot more details to give advice, I think. Robin says, I think the student should transfer. You only live once, and what if the new school is perfect for them? But Robin also says, you do have a point though, Ruben. Robin says, well, transferring would be like running away. Maybe they should deal with censoring head on. I know, we're so on the fence here. Don't let the asshole shove you out the door, though. So what's the balance? William says, rather than say transfer or not transfer, maybe criteria to aid in evaluating their own decision. Good point, William. Good point. Ruben also says the problem might be, what if he doesn't change schools? Then he'll perpetually remain in this what-if scenario. What if I had transferred? Melissa says, I think he should reflect on his priorities. If being censored is the biggest deal, then transfer. If finishing school quicker is the highest priority, then you feel you can overcome being censored. You should stay. It's unlike they've transferred more than once already, though. Yeah, there is the perpetual problem of malcontent. This is an evolutionary adaptation behaviorally that I've read about in psychology and theories. We're designed to never be content because that is what motivates us to constantly change and grow. This is something we have to constantly fight against as human beings. We're designed to be anxious. We're designed to be unhappy because we want to keep on chasing the carrot in front of us with this false promise that the grass is always greener on the other side. However, that's not true. We have to try to really understand and appreciate that we potentially have everything we possibly need to make us the happiest we'll ever be right now in the here and now. I've been neglecting my Facebook comments. I apologize. Jelly's with us. Oh my goodness, Jelly. Jelly says, provide comfort. Crystal says that we should focus on how we feel, and that would be the priority. These comments are so old, they were probably from the last letter. I apologize. I'm only now seeing them. Dee Dee's with us. Dee Dee, I've missed you. So glad you're back. Hey, Dee Dee. Ruben says, maybe we should just take another question. I know what we're going to do. I think Melissa's advice was golden. And I'm just going to freaking copy Melissa's advice. Here we go. I moved my cursor around too much. There we go. Melissa writes, perhaps you should reflect on your priorities. If being censored is the biggest deal, then transfer. If finishing school quicker is your higher priority, consider overcoming being censored and stay. Regardless, I'm going to say we hope you the best possible outcome and future. How's that? Totally just stole Melissa's words. I didn't even read what I wrote. Let me spell check it. Perhaps you should reflect on your priorities. If being, there's the typo. If being censored is the biggest deal, then transfer. If, oh man, slaughtered finishing. If finishing school quicker is your highest priority, consider overcoming being censored and stay. Regardless, we hope you the best possible outcome in future. Boom! Haha, brilliant. Casey says, wait, if finishing school quicker is the priority, wouldn't they still finish quick if they transfer? Nope. No, Casey. Pretty much every school when it comes to four-year colleges, if you transfer, they require at least 2 years at their school. That way, you can't, suppose, like, finish almost all of your credits from one school, transfer to another just for a single semester and say, hey, I'm a Harvard graduate. They want to make sure that you're representative of their school more than any other school. So that's pretty much standard issue, Casey. Good question, though. All right. Ruben says, dude, I could give so much advice if only I could talk to him in real life. Need details. All right, let's add a sticker. All right, what kind of sticker should we add? We have Froggo. We've got the seal square. We got the ghost. How about we just go with... Let's go with the Yeti. Send it off. Nice. How about all of you? How are you doing? Do any of you have any requests? Male Deer says, thank you for taking the time to think about a stranger. I wish this right over. How's that voice? You like that one? That one's gold. There it is. That's Male Deer forever. Ha ha! Ha! No, that's not going to be Male Deer's voice. Male Deer voice is probably just going to be my own, realistically. I'll just say Male Deer says. All right. Oh, Casey, so sorry. I read your message too late. A ghost in case they transfer. Nice. Next time I'll use a ghost as the sticker. All right. Ruben says, your Male Deer voice gets worse and worse. That's kind of the joke I'm going for, Ruben. Kind of the joke. I'm not sure I appreciate your conditional positive regard on my Male Deer voice, though. Could you possibly spin it in a positive manner? Where, hey, your Male Deer voices were better and better, except in reverse. I don't know how you can do it. I'm just teasing. You could just say however you want to say it. All right, let's read P's letter. P, what do you do to solve procrastination? I'm a massive one, and it has deeply affected my college education. I believe they mean they're a massive procrastinator. I think I'm starting to solve it, but I have that feeling many times, P. All right, another procrastination. This is gonna be probably really common, especially during quarantine times. The issue of procrastination. So they're directly asking, how do you solve procrastination? You gave direct advice previously with procrastination requests. This one's directly asking for your advice. How do you cure procrastination? Like an injection for a virus, right? What's the vaccine for your procrastination? Ruben says, procrastination is my specialty. I can help him. All right. Write it up, Ruben, and we'll post it for this one. Dee Dee says, ha ha! How about this? You Male Deer's voice is getting wilder and wilder. Yeah, there you go, Dee Dee. That's a good positive spin on it. David Waldman says, smart goals. Smart goals. David, feel free to elaborate if you want to, and we'll write it to P. Do my work for me. Guide mine hands as we type to P. Maybe P stands for procrastinator too, or professor. All right, Dee Dee says, keep going. Don't stop. Go with the flow. We can edit this. Ruben says smart goals are cool. All right. Smart goals. Melissa says, I used to procrastinate everything. Then I started making lists or everyone I needed to do, then order them one through whatever. I think I know what you're saying, Melissa. We can do that. Smart goals. All right, we can do that again. Melissa, thank you so much for very copy and pasteable messages, Melissa. Much obliged. I used to procrastinate all the time. Then I started making lists for everything I needed to do. Then I ordered them. Say I numbered them in order of priority. All right, what else? Ruben's got to go. No, Ruben! All right, have an amazing rest of the week in case we don't see you. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow around 1, Ruben. No pressure. We always appreciate you being here, Ruben. Have a beautiful day, Ruben. Also, take a shower. It helps me snap into active day mode, says Robin. Nice. Nice. Now I know Crystal was chatting on Facebook. Hopefully I didn't lose her. But she is a health and wellness coach, so this kind of stuff is right up her alley. Robin says the saxophone's a little too sexy. If you gotta change channels, we understand, Robin. Your sexiness gets into overload. Hey, we totally get it. Casey says virtual kissing sounds are cool. David says I listed what SMART stands for in the comments. I apologize. Let me see if I can find those. Ba-ba-ba-bum. Let's see, David. Going up. Trying to find what you meant by SMART goals. I think SMART goals may be tackled with making a list of priority. And Melissa says part of procrastinating, at least for me, was feeling like I had too much to do and didn't know where to start. My lists included homework, cleaning chores, food prep, and just about everything else. Nice. Let's end with, I hope this helps. Good luck. All right. How's that? We satisfied? Yeah, I don't see the SMART goal explanations either in the comments. What SMART goals stand for in the comments. Okay, so it's an acronym. It's an acronym. So specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. Got it. Now we found it, David. All right, let's put that in there. SMART goals. Here, we're gonna race go with the flow. Not because it's not good, but we're gonna need some extra space. Keep going, don't stop. Remember, SMART goals. SMART goals. SMART goals. Let's see. Specific. Measurable. Attainable. Relevant. We're going to ampersand for the space. And timely. All right, here we go. Keep going, don't stop. Remember, SMART goals. Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. I used to procrastinate all the time. Then I started making lists for everything I needed to do. Then I numbered them in order of priority. Also, take a shower. Helps me snap into active day mode. Hope this helps. Good luck. Add a sticker. What's energizing? What's the sticker? Casey said ghost last time, so maybe I'll make up for it by putting ghost this time, right? Dee Dee says, ooh, I know what to do that helps a lot. Talk it out. Explain what you have to do to someone else. You know what's interesting, Dee Dee? I think that's solid advice. Unfortunately, there's research that says that actually doesn't accomplish creative goals. Get this. This is wild research. I love this. So they had an experimental group, people who had writing they needed to do. They had a creative writing assignment. Basically, they were would-be authors. And they had a group who had individuals with whom they shared their goals with. Hey, I'm writing a story on this. I'm writing novel about this, I'm writing, etc. This is what I want to do, this is what I want to write. And they tell someone. And they had another group where they didn't tell anyone and they kept it to themselves. And which group executed their goals more? The group that didn't share their goals with anybody. What? We always thought that if you talk out your goals, then you'd be more likely to do them because then you have someone for accountability, right? Not the case when it comes to creative goals, because a lot of our creativity is fueled by getting positive regard, getting affirmation from others. And when you tell someone your outline for a creative ideal, they say, that's so cool, that's awesome, you should do that. You're getting all the satisfaction right then and there, rather than the satisfaction you'd get from their affirmation at the end of the project. So the idea is if you have a creative goal, you're not supposed to share it with anyone until it's done, because sharing it with someone means you already got the reward before doing it. Like if I pay you $20 to mow my lawn before you mow my lawn, you may say, you know what? I'm gonna go home, spend this money. It's that kind of premise. Pretty interesting research. William says, wish outcome, obstacle plan. Whoop! Whoop! Works well for William. All right, let's go with the ghost sticker, since we didn't do it last time in case you wanted us to do that. All right. How are we doing on time? Oh man, time flies on Mindful Mondays with this. It's crazy. Melissa says, I read a similar-ish study about pottery. They split the group in two and told the group they were graded on how much pottery they made, and group B by how good one piece of pottery was. I'm interested to hear the rest of this. I should have waited until you finished telling the story, because now I'm on bated breath, Melissa. Group A in the end had better pottery because they were just cranking things out and getting better all of the time. That's fascinating. That means Group B was addled with seeking affirmation piece by piece by piece. That's amazing. Male Deer's with us. Male Deer says, thank you for the time to think about that, stranger. I'll rush this right over. Ugh. You can count on me to deliver this letter. Oh, Male Deer. All right. Let's check out the next letter. N. N writes, Dear Morass. I don't know why we're morass. This is interesting. Maybe that's a reference that's lost on me. Dear Morass, thank you so much for that letter. I need to give more thanks than a sticker. That made me so happy. Thank you so much. Thank you for adopting me. Happy face. I have a plan and a place to go that is safe. A relative on my dad's side. I'll be okay. Okay, so what we have here is N clearly doesn't quite understand yet how kind words works. Unfortunately, you can't respond to someone directly. So maybe she's just sending this out in hopes that Morass reads it. So we're just gonna ignore this one, and this is just N trying to seek connection with Morass. It's almost voyeuristic that we're reading this, because it obviously has to do with things that we're not privy to. So we're just gonna move on to the next one. B writes, I recently have no motivation to go to work anymore. The fact that I go in at 4 a.m. does not help. Any ideas on how I can get back some motivation? It's so hard not to call out right when I wake up at 3. I believe they mean call off work. It's so hard not to call off work right when I wake up at 3. B. It's another motivation question. This time we can answer with whoop. We'll make this one quick since we already spent a lot of time talking about motivation with the last letter. So we'll say, whoop seems to help me get my goals accomplished. All right, let's scroll back up here. Wish, outcome, obstacle, plan. I'm not sure if this will help reignite your excitement for work, but I certainly hope so. Sincerely, wish you the best outcome. All right, not our best letter. I know I was too direct and to the point, but like I said, we already spent time talking about motivation in the last one. I don't want to neglect what letter, name of this person. I don't want to neglect the writer of this letter, but at the same time, I want to keep the stream fresh. All right, hopefully that was a fair enough representation, Will. I apologize if I've just totally ruined your words and the message. Although Casey has direct advice here. Casey says, maybe you should find a way to see if you can work different hours, or else find a job whose hours are more flexible. I don't know if that's good enough, though. Ha-ha! And Robin shares the story. I used to have to wake up at 4 a.m. It's no way to live. Hated that job. Back before quarantine, I woke up at 5 a.m. every day for my teaching gig. That wasn't so bad. But at the same time, I love my job. Couldn't wait to get to work and see my students interact. Getting paid to hang out and talk about psychology. Fine, fine, fine way to live. I love it. Love it so much. All right. William says that was for the other letter, the procrastination letter. So, is it a misinterpretation then, Will? I won't send this if you want to veto it, because it seems like there's some procrastination here, although it's more motivation than procrastination. Even though those two are related, they're not necessarily the same thing. So I can see that there's a difference. Let me know. Say, hey, don't send that. And I won't. Otherwise, let's send the sticker. Send it off. Woo. Whoop. And Robin says in all caps, and you don't even drink coffee, Professor Gerding. Oh my goodness, you're a maniac. Dee Dee wonders if we'll ever see each other face to face in real life. I hope so, Dee Dee. I have a reputation on campus of having a revolving door as an office. By the end of the semester, I usually have students in there all the time. So I'll leave for work around 6:30, and a lot of times I don't leave from work to go back home until 6 or later. So I'm spending like 12 hours at work, but I love it. So hopefully you can join in. All right. Let's send this off. Because William says, I mean, Whoop works for anything needing motivation, so go for it. Thanks, Will. Here we go. I definitely don't want to make anyone feel unheard. Remember, the goal of this whole exercise is to share kindness with others, but definitely ourselves as well. So I definitely don't want to ruin your Monday by feeling like you've been silent. So if you feel unheard, let me know. All right. Thank you for taking the time to think about a stranger. I'll rush this right over. You can count on me to deliver this letter, says Male Deer. All right. Thanks, Male Deer. Okay. Ooh, this one. This letter from A seems like it's almost the opposite of lacking motivation. This one is being overwhelmed. A writes, I'm beyond overextended. Too many commitments along with university and work. I've dug a hole too deep, and now I find myself with days to write 3 major papers. Wish me the best. Okay, so here's an example of someone who's not asking for any advice. They're just asking for us to wish them the best. We could be very literal with A and just say, wish you the best. But probably they want something a little bit more. That's the subtext that I'm reading. So, I love it when they're specific. In this whole continuum of direct advice and just pure reflection and validation, they're saying, just wish me luck. So, Melissa says, walk-in voice, you got it. Male Deer, walk-in voice next time, you got it. All right, so. David says, good luck, brother. Although brother kind of genders this individual, and we don't know their gender. So we could say, good luck. You can do it. Melissa says it in all caps. You can do this! All right. Anything else? Casey says, wait a second. You saw students all the way until 6 o'clock? I thought your office hours ended at 3. No, Casey, they did not end at 3. I just told you that, so you'd leave. Just kidding, Casey. I appreciate you. No, my office hours would end at 3, but I'm also a Phi Theta Kappa faculty advisor. But there's also other obligations as a professor, as far as going to meetings. I'm also the psychology faculty coordinator, so it's my job to assign classes to my fellow colleagues. And also I'm the psychology counterparts chair, which means I'm in charge of the entire psychology department, making sure that they get messages from administration. So I'm in a lot of meetings all day long. So even though it's not direct office hours, I'm still working my tuchus a lot of times. Plus, if I have a student that may be in crisis and they're in my office at 2:30 and they're not resolved at 3, I'm not going to say like, hey, shut up, get out of my office, it's 3 o'clock. So, Dee Dee says, just remember, I like this. Dee Dee, this is awesome. Just remember, school isn't everything. Who you are is more important than grades. This group, I'm smiling already. This is such a great way to start the week. I love this. Stay excellent. Okay, so what's Phi Theta Kappa? Phi Theta Kappa is the International Honor Society for community colleges. So if you have a 3.5 grade average or above and you've completed at least 12 credit hours, then you qualify to join Phi Theta Kappa. If you want more information about Phi Theta Kappa, I can answer most of your Phi Theta Kappa questions or direct you to those who can answer your questions. All right, what sticker should we add? Phi Theta Kappa, best explained, is it creates a community of fellowship between your other chapter members. Because when it comes to like fraternities and sororities, they have each other to rely upon in the future. It's networking. That's why it's a big deal to go to Harvard or Stanford or Yale. Besides those schools having a big, fat, recognizable Ivy League name behind them, the reality is that you are now in that elite network of the Harvard people and the Yale people. Job opportunities open themselves up. Like if I'm a proud Harvard man and someone wants to work at my company, and I say they themselves are a Harvard person as well, I'm biased, and I'm probably going to want to hire that Harvard person. It doesn't necessarily mean the education you receive at Harvard is any better than an education you receive in other campuses or universities. In fact, there is a lot of suggestion that Ivy League schools have impaired educational systems because of grade inflation and the Ivy League status they have to maintain. But I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. Point is this. Phi Theta Kappa gives you that opportunity to network with your fellow students and establish relationships that you may value long after you graduate. But also, there are direct scholarship opportunities through Phi Theta Kappa. So if you qualify for Phi Theta Kappa, yes, there's a membership fee to first join, but once you're in for life, and you have access to all these amazing resources. Let's do the sticker of the seal. Woo! Oh, Melissa says, dolphin in a party hat. My bad. That's actually, what is it? The gloop fish. Why can't I can never remember the name of this type of fish. Blobfish. That's a blobfish. But yeah, dolphin in a party hat. You got it, Melissa. It's not a narwhal. I believe it's gloopfish. I already forgot what it is. Gloopfish with a party hat. But it definitely looks like a narwhal. I'll go with narwhal. Blobfish, that's it. It's a blobfish in a party hat. Thank you, Dee Dee. Blobfish. All right, let's send this off. Do we have time for one more? We only have 5 minutes. Do we do another one? I got to do my Christopher Walken. Hold on, it takes a while to warm up for Christopher Walken. I remember him in Suicide Kings. The way I warm up my Christopher Walken is impersonating him from Suicide Kings. Ira, you are the man. I had a gold watch. Thank you for taking the time to think about a stranger. I'll rush this right over. You can count on me to deliver this letter. Thanks, MailChimp. Oh man, I think you nailed it, Melissa. Christopher Walken. Okay, let's see if we can do this one. Caught my, quote, roommate reading my diary today after walking the dog. He yelled, LOL, my life is so absurd at this point. It is almost parochial, which is a word beyond my current vocabulary set, but it looks like it's derived from the word parody, so it's almost a parody of itself, perhaps. Parochial. But that's what M writes. M writes, caught my roommate reading my diary after walking the dog. He yelled, LOL, my life is so absurd at this point. All right. So. Casey says, is a narwhal a whale? Dee Dee says they live in the deep sea, so they are like balls when under high pressure, but when at the surface with low pressure, they become a blob. Oh, Dee Dee's talking about blobfish. But narwhal is in the whale family, I believe. And narwhals have very long, what look like horns coming out of it. It's basically what you get if a unicorn breeds with a walrus, is what a lot of people describe it as. But I believe narwhals are in the Norwegian Sea, hence the nar part of their name. And it's like Norwegian whale, hence narwhal. If I'm correct, I don't know. I could be pulling this out of my butt, but I think I read that at some point. Their horns are actually their tooth. It's a sensory type organ that helps them navigate in the cold Arctic waters. And David says narwhals are mammals, hence from the whale family. Yeah. David's educating me. Parochial, relating to a church parish. Oh. Oh, interesting. Dee Dee says parochial, having limited or narrow outlook or scope. Darnell's here. Hey, Darnell. We don't have a lot of time. We only have 3 minutes. I'm not sure if this person's asking for any advice or if they're just reflecting. But you know what we can do? We can say, M, I'm just going on pilot here, so I'm just going to do this on my own for the sake of time. M, so sorry to hear about your roommate crashing your diary. I'm gonna do personals instead of diaries. Your personals. That is a deep cut into the trust of the relationship. Sounds like you have a healthy attitude about it. On a personal note, on a personal level, thanks for teaching me the word parochial. I had to look it up and didn't know it before today. Thanks and good luck. M, so sorry to hear about your roommate crashing your personals. That is a deep cut into the trust of the relationship. It sounds like you have a healthy attitude about it. On a personal level, thanks for teaching me the word parochial. I had to look it up and didn't know before today. Didn't know it before today. Use that. There we go. Didn't know it before today. Thanks and good luck. All right. Let's go with, what sticker do we do? Ooh. On a personal level. Okay, so I have a typo. Dee Dee's pointing out a typo that I missed. All right, good. Thank you, Dee Dee. Let me go back and we'll do Froggo. Thank you. On a personal level. Thanks, Dee Dee. Good catch. I appreciate you. All right. There we go. We're sending it off. That's all the time we have for today at Fun One. It's 2 o'clock. I actually have to hurry up because I'm expected to be on a podcast. Chris McDowell, who is the creator of a role-playing game, is interviewing me. So I gotta get on that thing. But I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for your kind words. It really energizes me. I'm really looking forward to the rest of the week, and it's a reminder to stay positive. Don't forget, we'll be here tomorrow as well. At what time? Yeah, 1 o'clock, of course, because this show is Fun at 1. Thank you so much, everybody. See you tomorrow, 1 o'clock. Bye! Is it weird? I don't know. Casey likes the noise. I don't know if it's weird or not, but toodles.
Give up on my way home.